Today on the program, Shop Smart. Shop S-Smart. It's the Army of Darkness. Hello, and welcome to the Rewatch Party. I'm your host, Nick. Joining me, as always, are the sacred words to my Necronomicon, Los and Brandon.
I got the gist of the words, most of the words.
Did you get every? Maybe I didn't get every syllable.
I didn't get all the syllables.
Exactly as they were.
Yes. So today we are obviously talking about the Army of Darkness. But before we get into that, how about that theme song?
Yeah. Oh,
Brand new theme song.
thanks to who sent that in.
Yeah, thanks. I believe it was the same guys who wrote the feel-good hit of last summer, Whiskey and a Beer.
Those guys are a
Fucking
great duo.
Just churning out hit after hit.
I can't remember their names at the moment.
I don't either.
So yeah, if you guys are listening, send in your names.
Pat yourselves on the back. Yes, Army of Darkness from 1992, written and directed by the great Sam Raimi.
The great
Sam Raimi, who also did Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, the first two of this trilogy. And then he did the three Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, those were hits.
Why did the first two not make your collection? Are they not worthy?
It's alphabetical, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's right.
The one law we have. So he also did one called Darkman. You guys ever remember seeing Darkman? Fucking old Liam Neeson one. He has like...
Oh, my man.
Huh?
Liam Neeson's?
Liam Neeson?
Liam Neeson's, man? He's my man.
Yeah. You love... Except you always call him Nielsen, so
Yeah,
I'm surprised you even know
my
who I'm
man.
talking about.
Liam Nielsen? I love that
there
guy.
you go. So yeah, he does a lot of stuff. He's always kind of a quirky guy, director. So I guess Spider-Man stuff. That's also why Bruce Campbell has appearances in all the Spider-Man movies. But so this is introduction to the show for the Chin himself, the marvelous Bruce Campbell.
He sort of
Fucking
looked like
Bruce.
Negan from Walking Dead to me.
Oh yeah, who was that guy's name? Jeff
Morgan.
Yeah, a bit. Although Morgan's just doesn't have that jawline, man. Bruce Campbell's got the jaw.
He's got enough jaw to eat jawbreakers all day and not feel a thing.
That was terrible. Do we have... So I know you have a laugh and clap track. Do you have a boo track over there?
Like a hissing.
Yeah. Oh, the sad trombone. Perfect. All right. So I first time I saw this, I was a kid, and I had no idea it was part of the trilogy at all. I just watched this fucking weirdo movie because I was like, it was older brother and cousin. We were on like hanging out, and they wanted to see it. I don't know. But you don't need to see the first two, really. I mean, he catches you up at the beginning of it.
Oh, so all that stuff happened.
All that stuff happened in the first two, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was like a real quick summary of Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
I was totally wondering, like, because he doesn't ever use that chainsaw hand very much. It's like the one time, and I was like, why did we have this chainsaw hand in the first place?
Make such a big deal of cutting off his hand with a chainsaw.
It's like, dude, it's like the first 10 minutes, and then he's already got a new hand.
And then he does a mechanical hand. Yeah.
Fuck?
Yeah, because I think in the second one, towards the beginning, he cut it off and then had the chainsaw hand in that cabin. So anyway,
that makes more sense.
Yeah, but it stands alone. You know, I just thought, wow, that's kind of a crazy story, and now you're in medieval times. All right, whatever. But you can tell pretty quickly that this is not a movie to be taken seriously, right? So you can get away with a lot of stuff.
I didn't.
Yeah, you definitely don't take anything Sam Raimi does seriously.
That makes so much sense because it like went through that story way too quick to try to get into this other story, and I was like,
right?
"What the fuck did you even have to put that in there for?"
Then,
I don't even get it.
Yeah, like when he's talking about him and his girlfriend going out, his girlfriend is Bridget Fonda. Like, a big time actress would be like, why did you hire a name like Bridget Fonda for not even a line? Like literally her face was on screen for 1 second and that was it.
Yeah,
Like,
and I saw that too, and he's like
seems like a
making out.
bloated budget
It's
move.
like, give me some sugar to this chick, and I was like, well, what about your girlfriend that got sucked in? Like you guys made mention of that.
She died out in the first one, I believe. I don't think she even made it to second. Because I think it was like a group of them, traditional horror movie style, go out to this cabin and find the Necronomicon, and the Evil Dead attacks him. I think he's the only survivor. So the second movie is just him versus all the zombies.
Oh,
There's also a really graphic tree rape scene in the first one.
like
Tree
the
rape?
A tree rape. A trees come to life and hold. Yeah,
Mm.
it's interesting.
You
I
get
guess.
they shove their wood in your butthole.
Yeah, well, not mine, but yes, it does give a whole new meaning to "I've got wood." Okay, so and so we don't have a themed drink because they didn't really drink anything since it's medievally. I got some mead. We have Thorin's Viking, Thorin's Nightly Mead, made in Page, Texas.
It's not bad at all.
12.9% alcohol.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I would
Honey-based.
enjoy this a little bit more if it was like ice cold too.
Is it not supposed to be served cold?
It wasn't. I had it in the fridge, but it was just out on the shelves at the store. Like they weren't keeping it chilled.
Well, what's it say on the bottle? The bottle will tell you how you should enjoy this.
It does not. It just says that if you're pregnant,
Careful.
you should not. Yeah. Don't drink this, or don't drive a car or operate machinery. It's weird they always say operate machinery because then I'm like, I didn't have any plans. I always picture like forklift or something. Right?
Yeah, the big excavator.
Yeah, like
Oh, shit.
it's not something I do generally anyway, but I'll try to avoid it until this mead wears off. Okay, so this movie fucking rules. All right, I'm just gonna get that out of the way right up front. It's like sort of a slapstick, goofy, haunted medieval night tale.
Real quick, a mead should be served cold.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now we know. I did have it in my fridge, but between the house and then over here, it lost its chilled.
Yeah, it happens.
It lost its chill.
Yeah, during the watching on my part of the movie, I kept making real far-fetched references to Game of Thrones.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Which I could see that also. That's also like a supernatural medieval.
Are you trying to say
thing.
that Game of Thrones
Is
did
it
a little
Dolph of the
dot to the
Cap?
cap?
Well, I'm not sure which one would have come first because it was what was this 96?
92.
92? It might slightly predate Game of Thrones.
What, you mean the books?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about R.R. Martin, but seeing as how it takes him forever to finish a book, and there are, what, 6 or 7 of them now? I would
there's
imagine
5 right now,
I would imagine he started in like the 1700s.
probably.
At the speed he puts these out. Haha,
He was
literature
just
jokes.
he was just a historian at that point.
Yeah, yeah. Similar to Tolkien. He
Yeah.
did the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so this also
96.
96 was Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he
We got a
got the
fact
idea
checker
from
here.
that.
Yeah, obviously. Sam Raimi didn't realize how big his influence was.
He began his first volume series, A Game of Thrones, in 1991, but it was published in 96.
Oh, okay.
It took
So
him
he started
5 fucking
it.
years to write his first book. I guess they're huge books, though, right?
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah. So this might be the shortest movie we've done. It might be the shortest one in the whole fucking collection. It's only 81 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a
The other
great-
ones have been 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I mean, there's some long, like we got Good, the Bad, and the Ugly coming up. That's like a 3-hour fucking epic.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's a big one.
God.
This is 81 minutes. I mean, you're in few chuckles, some Bruce Campbell one-liners. You're right back out.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Okay, so we open up on the prisoner, like the people all chained together and walking in the heat. One of them, obviously, Bruce, and we get our little introduction. You have that.
My name is Ash, and I am a slave.
There you go.
He's more like a prisoner, though.
Yeah, he's definitely not a slave.
It won't making him do anything.
No, in fact, they're taking him to immediately kill him. So yeah, you're
And he's
definitely
in
a
this
prisoner,
like headstock thing.
right?
And the holes clearly, I mean, you could slide your hand out if you
Yeah.
wanted to. But
Yeah, it was a pretty bad prop.
Yeah.
Pretty bad prop.
there's
one
some
of-
other
one of
ones in
many.
this we'll get to when we get to them.
All right.
But there was a couple things I pointed out. It's like, wait a minute here.
All
Didn't
right,
try very
so
hard, did they?
No, of course not. I mean, it was the third movie of a Sam Raimi goofball trilogy. So yeah, as we were talking about, he's summing up the first two movies about the cabin. And then that's also why I went so long. I had no idea it was a fucking trilogy. Also, because Evil Dead isn't in the title at all. Like, it should have been Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, or Medieval Dead, I think, was one title they were working with.
They did probably have that, and then after they watched it, they're like, guys, we want this loosely associated to our
I don't want this
series,
to
please."
tarnish the sterling reputation of Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2.
That's right.
Yeah. So there is a fan cut I heard of some, like on YouTube. Someone just put them all together because they like pick up right where the other one left off, kind of.
Okay, that's cool.
So it would be like just one long ass.
You mean like
Bruce
Back
Campbell.
to the Future?
Sort of, yeah.
That's sort of cool.
A little bit, but I think they handled the time travel aspect a little bit better than an Army of Darkness does.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Army
The
of
other way
Darkness got
around,
it a
yeah.
little bit better.
No way, man. I think as far as time travel goes, you can't beat Back to the Future with handling time. But maybe T2, but Back to the Future, like all three of them, they really like worked it out.
Yeah.
I think so. Anyway, we'll get to
Sort
it
of.
eventually and see. So we find out, they go to the cabin, they find the Book of the Dead, attacked by evil, got into his hand, he had to lop it off, chainsaw hand, opens a vortex all of a sudden, and he takes him back to what he figures is 1300 AD. Of course, his car goes also, his fucking Oldsmobile,
Because why wouldn't it?
which is Sam Raimi's actual car. So it's like in all of his early movies. He
Oh,
used
really?
his own fucking vehicle as the thing. And it like pops off, I think in the at least the first of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, it's might even be Uncle Ben's car that he takes and drops him off at the
Oh,
library.
yeah, maybe. It is an old person's car.
It
You got me
definitely-
thinking.
Keep your sardine can on.
What?
It's a sardine can. I don't know.
I sorry, you can. Okay. So one dude talks to him about, I think you're the prophesized one that's going to fall from the heavens and save us from the Deadites. And so I guess, he did fall from the sky, so that would lend credence to that. But of course, the dude with the worst haircut I've ever fucking seen. Guy like just the flat bangs.
the mullet.
bangs, yeah, like it's almost
You couldn't see him at first because of his chainmail, and then
Yeah.
the chainmail
Yeah.
comes off, and it's like it matches his chainmail.
yeah,
pattern.
almost does. It's almost like it's that fucking Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber, but oh wait, it's worse. It's worse somehow.
It's a Lloyd mullet.
It's a fucking it's disgusting. But so fucking
Well, they did have some cool hairstyles. The guys that had like mustaches that
Oh, yeah.
were super
I mean,
straight, like that of an Asian man.
Henry the Red looked fucking badass.
Yeah,
With his long hair and beard and everything. And of course Bruce Campbell with his fucking mop he has going on
He had
there.
good hair.
got
had
the
real good
jaw.
hair.
He has great hair.
He's got so much jaw that Steven Spielberg made 3 movies out of it. Is that better?
That was better.
All right.
Except Spielberg only did the first 2, but
He wanted to do the third one.
God damn it. Oh, way better joke. Good. I'm glad you redeemed yourself.
I
on
thought
that.
about it. I was like, well, I'm going to wait for I'm just not going to go in the middle and not let it get brought up again out of
There we
nowhere.
go. Okay.
I worked on it.
So Bangs mullet. I don't know what we want to call the fucking guy.
I kept referring to him as
A lullet.
Joffrey.
As
He seemed like
Joffrey. He's a
Joffrey.
Joffrey
Yeah,
Joffrey.
from Game
from
of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. He was the shit kid, right?
Yeah.
The
Yep.
Yeah, I never watched it.
All right. So he decides he's got to be one of Henry's men, so he's going to kill him. All right. So we're done with the flashback. They get taken into the castle. So here's a weird thing. Like at one point, Henry and Bruce Campbell are standing right at the lip of this giant pit.
Mhm.
And then when it cuts, they're standing way back and they push another guy up the walkway and down into the pit. Like it was a bad edit, I think is what I'm saying.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Because they're standing there and he's like, man, I have no idea who you are. Tell them that we've never met before. Like,
Yeah.
this is all a big mistake. And he's like, I don't think they'll listen. And they're saying that like already up on the edge of the pit. And then when it cuts back, they're like
far
standing
away.
back with the crowd and they push that guy so you can see the
See
massive
the blood.
fucking volcano eruption of blood. But yeah, it was just a weird thing. So, oh well, it's fine, I guess. It's a thing. And yeah, so giant blood spray. So we have no idea what's going on.
You know what
down
we
in this
need?
pit.
Is like like an alarm or some sort of theme that we can make that's continuity error. Continuity error.
Oh, yeah.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
A little sound bite when we catch something.
Yeah,
Well, we catch a lot of them, so maybe we should.
it does warrant that. Continuity error.
Maybe. I like the idea, but I'm not sure about the sound yet.
Yeah, we'll
work
workshop
on
it.
Yeah, we'll brainstorm it.
Yeah.
Back to the movie.
We'll whiteboard it.
That'll be next weekend's fucking Saturday night project. Okay. So he has a fucking awesome line here. He's like, I tell you what, pal, you ain't leading but two things, Jack and shit. And Jack left town.
That was a good one.
yeah,
There was a
fucking-
lot of real good one-liners
Dude,
that,
Bruce Campbell and
that I forgot about.
like I don't think it would work with anybody else but Bruce. You
It's
know,
the chin.
it is. It's definitely the chin. I mean, who else could get in a fucking fight with themselves, and then 100 little of themselves,
That was pretty funny.
and all this
Yeah.
shit that happens in this? All right. So the volcano of blood is a note I have because it's like worse than Tarantino. I mean, it's a massive spray
Yeah, and
shooting up out of there.
whatever
like,
was in there after you sort of see, you're like, did that really cause that giant volcano?
Right.
Thing?
I had
There's
that
no
same
blood on the
question.
wall.
Yeah.
There's no blood anywhere, right? Not a single drop. And also, how come when they throw ash down there, he just fist fights it? Like, what did this zombie do that caused such a huge fuck? It was like an ocean spray commercial, just fucking gushing.
Everyone runs around, get fucking their cups.
Yeah,
We're gonna get some
right.
cranberry.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's probably not supposed to think too much about this.
No, of course not.
So one guy tries to run away. Obviously, he's like, "Oh fuck, that looks like the worst way possible ever to die." And I have a note that he gets hawk-eyed because the guy shoots him with a crossbow. Fucking like Hawkeye, the Avengers. Yeah, no.
And I know who you're talking about, but I thought they're all wearing metal armor and how easy these
Arrows going.
arrows went through.
Well, I think the crossbar or the cross. What is it? What is it?
Crossbow?
Yeah, the crossbow. Like that would put something through like armor.
No,
I think so.
no.
I think
Maybe
so.
chainmail. I don't know if that was plated armor. Then that probably.
Well, you could still get stabbed through chainmail. It was designed to defend against like a slash.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The guy's wearing chainmail. The crossbow would definitely still go through. Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But if they were wearing, I don't think he was wearing like a suit of armor.
Yeah, it was metal. I don't know, but it depends like if how hardened it was. And,
Yeah. Who knows?
but I think
Um,
traditionally a crossbow could penetrate like a knight's armor. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they'd have to be close range.
A compound
obviously.
one of those new ones today would, but I mean, this is medieval times. Come on.
It's true. I don't know.
Come
You ever been to that?
Come on,
that venue?
man.
Medieval times.
I've
I
never
have.
been.
Oh,
Yeah.
I went when I was a wee lad.
You're a wee lad. Which
Yeah.
color were you?
I don't
I
remember
don't.
that.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't
Doesn't
remember.
matter,
I think
really.
blue.
Blue.
Yeah,
Did you win?
I don't think.
Did
so.
your knight win?
I think we lost in the preliminaries.
Fuck. Out early. What happens? Like, do you get kicked out? It's like, all right,
Yeah,
you guys are out.
they prorate your tab though.
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, I hope so. Like, can't even afford forks. Place bullshit. Thanks for the Pepsi. Like, what the fuck?
All right, cable guy.
Yeah, right. I'm pulling everything I know from Cable Guy because I've never been to a medieval times at all. Oh, I should have been more Matthew Broderick instead of trying to yell. But oh no, I don't have a Matthew Broderick impression at all.
Terrible.
Sounds more like Janine Garofalo. Just take the fucking fork, man.
They didn't have
I've got
forks
lots
in
of
medieval times, therefore we have no forks at medieval times. But you have Pepsi?
I've got a lot of tables, man.
Okay, so what I have? Oh yeah, M. Beth Davis is the girl who she's asking about her brother.
Sheila.
Sheila, yes, is asking about her brother, and they're like, her brother didn't make it. So she immediately blames Bruce Campbell and like spits on his face and does all this. So he's trying to say, I don't know these guys. You got the wrong guy. And she fucking hits him in the head with a rock. And it makes him stumble and he falls down into the pit where he looks around. Like the other guy fell in immediately, blood spray. He gets to stand around and wonder what's going on. You can tell there's like the hand comes up a little bit. It's like something's taunting him. And yeah, then this fucking zombie lady comes out and just starts punching the absolute shit out of him.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good
was swinging.
fight. Like,
It looked like the zombie lady from The Shining.
Oh, the bathtub lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, bathtub lady. Starting off sexy, then getting decrepit. No? Never saw The Shining?
Yeah, I have seen The Shining.
Like at first it was a hot, sexy lady vision, and then it was a rotted old corpse. Yeah. And that was her theme song. It was playing in the background.
Oh, I didn't know.
Bathtub lady. Yeah.
Must have missed that.
Starting out sexy. Okay, so so good nut trauma. I have noted about she stomps his nuts. So I don't know. Nut trauma is always funny, right?
Yeah, getting hit in the dick's fun
It's like
for dudes.
this is a lot to process, I just been in a cabin. My girlfriend got murdered by zombies. I had to cut off my own hand. All of a sudden, I'm time traveling back to medieval times. I'm thrown down in a pit, and now a zombie stomping my dick.
You've really internalized this.
It's a lot to try. It's a lot to process. So then the spiked walls come in. A very Star Wars trash pit.
Yeah.
This is not the first time we've referenced Star Wars trash. But how often are there moving walls in these movies?
Not
Haven't we
very
mentioned
often.
that before? In some movies, so
Not yet, but
No.
it does happen pretty often.
it's a
in
common
movies.
thing.
Yeah.
This obviously was a little nod to.
Star
Star
Wars,
Wars,
right? And
obviously.
you think George Lucas called up Sam Raimi? He's like, "Oh, hey, Sam, couldn't help but notice the moving walls in a pit."
Yeah, but George, you gotta understand. I put spikes on them.
Yeah, well, but still, that seems very Star Wars.
Come on, dude.
You know,
it's in
I-
like so
I-
much other movies. You ripped it off somebody else.
You know,
George.
I would feel a lot better if our lawyers got involved.
Come on. No, we can manage this between us. I'm Sam Raimi. Come on, George. Put the knife down, George.
I wrote Star Wars, you son of a bitch.
George, no. And scene.
Like he's just making the lightsaber noises with his mouth. Every time.
It's up on the couch. Womp, womp, womp.
I can see
George,
it.
put down the knife. Womp, womp, womp.
And then here comes Jesse Ventura. Hey guys.
Oh, no.
Can we just get an apology? I'm terrible at impressions.
Well,
Brandon, that was the worst ever impression that I heard of myself, and I've heard Nick impressed me.
I did impress you, huh?
It impressed me, but I was not impressed.
God damn it. Where the fuck are... Oh, yeah, she stomps his nuts. All right.
That started this whole thing.
That definitely started the whole thing. Nut trauma. So... The wise man, I'll just have him as the wise man, the one that believes he's the prophesized
He's the
one,
wise man.
throws down his chainsaw, and it's like the super cheesy thing of him like jumping up in the air, fucking Mega Man style, and his hand magically goes and even twists and locks into place inside the chainsaw, like superhero move, and comes down and cuts the zombie's hand off, and it flies up and sticks to someone's face. And does he have a fucking line like a "yeah baby" or some kind of "oh yeah" kind of "yeah I got my powers back" sort of move? So yeah, he grabs the chain because the chains are moving up.
Well, he takes off his belt and
Wraps
and
it around the
Indiana
chain.
Jones is the chain,
That's
which was
right.
weird.
So
He
that's
could've just
another
grabbed
Lucas
it.
property because Lucas and Spielberg work together. Hey, Sam Raimi, George Lucas again. The same
Couldn't
scene we
help but
talked about.
notice.
Couldn't help but notice that in the Star Wars trash pit scene, you also had an Indiana Jones reference here.
You
and-
gotta understand. It's happened in so many other movies besides
no,
yours.
No. I clearly wrote Indiana Jones, and I have absolutely no idea what George Lucas even sounds like to try to do an impression.
That's good enough.
Sure. So as he's going up, a zombie grabs his foot, have to add the tension, and fucking is like kicking it off and barely gets out. Goes up to the main dude, Mr. Bang Mullet,
Yeah, Lloyd Christmas mullet.
Lloyd Christmas Mullet. We'll think of a name, but the actor's name is Marcus Gilbert, and I didn't even bother to look. I'm sure he's been in stuff, but I didn't care. Goes up and pulls your shoes untied,
Yeah.
which, I get the joke because they didn't have shoelaces, ha ha ha. But then, how does he know?
your shoelace is untied.
Yeah, how does he know to look down? Like when you go, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, he did say shoe. Maybe, shoe comes from that time, I guess, too. So he may be like, shoe, lace, what?
What? But he looks down and gives him a huge uppercut. Fucking
Kia!
knocks the mullet right off his head. I'm kidding. I wish he did, but no, that mullet continues to torture us the rest of the movie.
It's not as cool as my mullet.
Yeah, well, because you got the rat tail, Jesse, and I mean, that's just...
It's named after me.
The rat tail?
That's right.
Wait.
It's the reason why I punched Chris Kyle in his stupid face in that bar.
No, the story was that he punched you.
Yeah,
you didn't
ask
punch
him.
anybody.
Go ahead and ask him. I asked him for an
You
apology. He
can't.
hasn't
He's
given it
dead.
to me. That's right. He's dead because I punched him
Oh
out
my
in a
God.
bar.
You're gonna claim that?
He called me scruff face, and I called him a son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, that sounds believable.
And I took his money from his wife.
But the point here is you named your rat tail after yourself.
Well, I didn't name it. It's what they
It's
named
what
me.
they call it. Yeah.
I didn't seek the name. The name seeked me.
Oh.
I'm Jesse Ventura, and I was in Abraxas. I had this weird dream where I was talking to him.
Talking to Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, I was like, man,
Was he giving you pointers on how to sound more like him?
mine sounds way better than yours. Yours is like, I'm Jesse Ventura, and I'm just wanted to say I talk like a
I sound
Minnesotan.
more like the mom from Bobby's World. If anybody remembers that cartoon.
Bobby!
If Jesse Ventura was the mom from Bobby's World. Oh, don't you know, Bobby?
Oh, don't you know?
Well, don't you know, Bobby?
These damn hosers over here.
You're voiced by Howie Mandel, and frankly, that's weird. He put a glove on his head.
Now he's all about germs, and he's all like, "Who's crazy now? Coronavirus."
That's right. That's right.
Wash
He's
your hands.
a good friend of mine. We have a lot we can learn from Howie Mandel.
And I was in Abraxas.
He was not in Nebraska, so I tried to give him tips on his career, but he just laughed in my face. And
Did you ask him for an apology?
I should have.
He's the only one who actually apologized.
Yeah, I feel Howie Mandel would apologize.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
asked
stand-up
for one,
guy.
and he gave it to me.
And he gave it to me. That's why we're friends now.
That's right.
So after he fucking knocks out this dude, everybody's standing around kind of speechless because
What?
someone survived the pit, and what the fuck is on his hand, and what the fuck is going on, and so he's doing this little, who wants some, huh? You want a little? You want a little? Going up to everybody. Just fucking Bruce Campbell. God damn it, I love him.
I love how he called out that guy specifically and was whatever, and then his squire or his page or whatever, it's like, come on, and he's fucking hit him or something like that. I thought that was kind of funny.
I don't think I remember that.
It was just a real
Well,
quick.
just one of the
Well,
random
yeah, when
things?
he was calling,
When
he
he's
started
calling
calling
everybody
everybody out,
out. You
and
want
then
it? Do you want
then he zeroed in on somebody specifically and got in his face, and he was obviously like a knight or something and had a squire.
yeah.
Yeah, and his squire was like, "You pussy," and he I didn't say it, but looked at him like
yeah.
that. Yeah,
I have to reestablish my
my
dominance.
dominance over you.
Here.
Yeah,
But he lets Henry go, which probably comes back. Maybe
I think so.
that might
no
have
way
some-
to tell.
No way to tell. It's not like that happens in movies. So yeah, fucking Mullet gets a sword and challenges Ash, and he just fucking all of a sudden his sword blows in half.
Oh yeah.
And so he goes, you see this? This is my boomstick, which fucking great. That's stuck in my head ever since I first saw this as a kid. Bruce Campbell yelling about his boomstick, and he does
See
the whole.
this? This is my boomstick.
Boomstick.
And he goes on the whole thing about the Remington with cobalt steel and fucking wood grip and
Costs $109.99 at fucking
S-Mart.
Sports Chalet or whatever.
S-Mart.
yeah,
S-Mart.
Shop S-Mart. You got that? Yeah, okay, whatever. And then he turns and blows away the Deadite. That's what the zombies are called, the Deadite. It's
crawled
coming
up.
up out of the pit, and so he fucking blows it away. And then we cut to, immediately he's like a fucking god to them, and he's laying back on
Yeah.
all I can think of, the hedonistic bot
Hedon
from
bot.
Hedon bot from
Yes.
Futurama is like that bed, the little lounge thing, and he's got women feeding him grapes and all this stuff.
Big old turkey leg.
Well, oh yeah, real
He
quick.
did take a drink out of a cup. It
Well,
probably
he did take
was.
it could have been
mead
mead
or
or
wine.
red wine, but I refuse to drink red wine, so mead it
Pussy.
is.
Pussy.
Pussy.
Pussy, come on, get your shit together. Never mind. Go ahead. Yeah.
What?
Oh, he pulls out that shotgun. I didn't want to divert, but he pulls out the
That's
shotgun And he could have pulled the shotgun out when he was in the pit. Where did he get the gun?
Yeah, well, I don't know. You never see him get the gun back from wherever. Like,
that's a good point.
if they were carrying his chainsaw, they were probably carrying his shotgun too. So after he let the guys go, picked it back up from
Whatever.
wherever. Yeah, you don't ever see him
Continuity
get a
error.
gun. Ding, 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 ding. No, okay.
Continuity.
So yeah, then Mbeth comes, Sheila, I guess, comes in and wants forgiveness. Like, okay, so I'm sorry that I hit you in the head with a rock and knocked you down to what I thought was going to be certain death. And so his first, you want to kill me. Now you want to kiss me. Blow. Which I don't know really what blow, like blow off, blow,
Be
blow
gone
me,
with you.
blow, yeah. Well, he just keeps eating like it ain't even. So then he hears about the book. And he's talking about how this can be your way home. It can also help. It can help save us. Yeah. I just want to go home. Like he's only concerned about himself. And another deadite appears. Like the cauldron of water falls over, and that's how they know something's amiss. Like all of a sudden, the water splashes across the floor. And it was like,
yeah.
and so then she freaks out or does her little thing. Another big old fight, and like she's Van Damming the shit out of him, man. All these fucking flying kicks and shit. So he like turns his back and shoots over his shoulder, which is pretty awesome. Does this little move. So yeah, got to get the book. And then we have this awesome montage with all these zoom cuts where he's building his hand. And it's all the super quick zoom ins, which he loved to do. He like does it so much. It's almost like those Family Guy gags that just fucking draw on and on and on until it's kind of funny. And then it keeps going and then it's not funny anymore. But like Sam Raimi likes his weird camera shit. So these, and then also the dead vision where it's like the crazy fast camera tracing through the woods or running up, like it's you're seeing from their eyes.
Right.
That's another thing he likes to do all
Seeing
the
as
time.
the smoke. Because there's always like a smoke or a
Yeah.
fog associated
Oh yeah,
with
just
it.
fog all of a sudden. Even if like the scene that is taking place has none at all. When you have dead vision, it's like foggy as shit. Yeah. So he gets the super hand, and then she wants to be nice, and he's like basically telling her to fuck off. So she goes to walk away, and he pulls a man move, and grabs her at the door, and like fucking pulls her in for a kiss. Give me some sugar, baby. Fucking signature line.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Give me some sugar, baby. Yeah, because that's what every woman wants. Like, treat me like complete shit, and then stop me when I'm trying to leave, and force me to love you. That's what every woman wants.
Yeah, it works.
I mean, if you got jaws,
Yeah. That's
You
what
got-
it is.
you got the
That,
Bruce
it's that
Campbell-
chiseled
it's
jawline.
the Bruce Campbell jaw.
Yeah.
He can get away with it. Well, that, and I guess he has just killed multiple zombies, so maybe there's something there. So they're trying to go the next morning. Not trying. They are going. They leave. They're riding for the book, right? And he's like, "You got to say the words. You got to say Klaatu, Verata, Nikto," which is a variation from the words from the movie "The Day the Earth Stood Still," which they did. I think was in like 30s or 40s. I don't know when the original one came out, but I think Keanu Reeves was in a remake and fairly recently. But there's a giant robot destroying the world, and the only way to stop it is to say these words.
And it was a variation on those words?
Well, they have Barata instead of Verata. The second
right.
word is different, but yeah. So he's like, they all stop, like they're just going along, and then he's the only one that can keep going for some reason, and that's when he
they were
tells them the
scared.
words.
They were scared.
And
You
he
can
just-
go. We'll go no farther.
yeah.
The cemetery is that way.
That's right. So he goes off on his own. That's when he gets told the words. And you can see the dead vision I was talking about chasing him through the woods. And he goes and hides in a windmill, which just fucking leads to my favorite part, I think, of this entire goddamn movie is the fucking windmill scene.
Yeah.
Like he has an evil reflection. So it all starts with his reflection in this mirror. So he breaks the mirror, and becomes a bunch of little ashes running all over. And like,
Good.
Sorry.
oh yeah. So like one of them holds a nail up because he's trying to stomp on it and fucking stabs him.
Stomps
and
right down.
they pull a Gulliver's Travels on him,
Tie him down.
tie him down and shit.
Well, and that scene kind of brings up the question: if he didn't break the mirror, would a regular size him come out?
Or would it have been stuck in the mirror?
See, I thought about that, and then to further expand on that, it's like, what would you rather fight? One of a regular size you, Or 5 or 6 tiny U's.
5 small ones. You can stomp on those fuckers easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
that's what you would think, but look what happened when he
Yeah.
tried.
Well,
it didn't go so well for him.
Make sure you don't have any.
I don't know. That's like the whole duck-sized 100 duck-sized horses or a horse-sized duck or something.
Yeah.
Whatever that fucking thing is.
Like, would you rather fight one
pig?
horse or 100 tiny horses?
Yeah,
Like tiny, tiny, tiny.
like really tiny.
Yeah, like
Fuck
really.
it, I'll take
Not
on
like
the-
not like a mini horse, because that'd still kick your ass.
Yeah, I'll take on 100 little horses. Fuck them.
Yeah, just plow through them with your foot.
Right,
Yeah.
done.
And then he ate one of them. Or one of
Yeah.
them jumped.
So when the Gulliver travel him, one like dives, fucking Olympic dives down his throat, and so he
Oh
fucking,
yeah.
he chugs like boiling hot
Boiling water.
which would just hurt you, but you hear it like dying on the inside, or he thinks, and he's like, yeah, I gotcha. Oh, I also have a note. He pulls a brick Tamland and kills one with a trident.
Yeah, he
Well,
does.
I mean, it's a fork, but it's very like
This is a tiny
a
one.
little tiny fork, and he kills one. He pulls a brick. Yeah, so he swallows the one or the water and thinks he kills the one, but then like there's an eye in his shoulder.
Vagina. That's what I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
it
it's
was.
like-
That
yeah.
looks like a vagina.
That's how he remembered it. He's
Initially-
like, oh, yeah, that's right. That part.
yeah,
Oh,
the-
yeah, I
the
remember that
shoulder
part.
pussy.
Yeah.
Ooh, they're playing
my favorite
ACL
part.
this year.
Shoulder pussy. Yeah, so it turns out another evil ash grows out of his shoulder. And it's kind of funny, like the two of them, when they're still sort of joined, like doing crab walking and all this shit out in the woods.
Somehow his clothes are stretching to
Yeah,
fit 2 people.
right. And it's weird because the when they finally fully split,
He's got identical clothes.
identical clothes, but he doesn't have the hand. He has a
You got a real
normal
hand.
hand. The evil one has his.
Well,
Actual
it's
hand.
because it's the little one that jumped in there and got absorbed and came out.
Well, right, but the little one was made of a reflection of him now, so it would either have the metallic hand or no hand at all.
I feel
Continuity
like, no, I
error.
think it would have just gone off of his genetics, and his genetic
genes.
code wouldn't have like altered to reflect him missing
Well,
a hand.
I guess so.
So-
And it didn't have any of his wounds.
Yeah.
He still had scratches on his face, and the new one does not.
Interesting.
So it's a genetic level cloning. I see.
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Oh, I thought this was going to be
Yeah.
you're the good guy and I'm the bad guy.
No, yeah. So yeah, I'm bad Ash, and you're good Ash. You're good Ash. And you're like little goody two shoes, and punches him every time he says two, and he just
Oh,
stands
there
there
it
and
is.
takes it
Yeah.
for a while until he fucking blows him away. Yeah, and then there's that line: good, bad. I'm the one with the gun. So then he has him like he cuts him into pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
fucking
throws him in a hole.
Throws him in a hole, and he's like yelling, "I'm like, you'll never get the Necronomicon." Oh, he's like, "Hey, you got something on your face?" Shove him full of
Shoves the
dirt.
dirt down.
I thought that was funny. I chuckled
Yeah.
on that
Oh
one.
my god, it was fucking awesome.
You got something.
You got something on your face. I love it. I love it so much. So now he gets through the cemetery. Oh yeah, I have a note. It's like he buries him alive, but alive in quotes because he was dead.
Already.
Alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you tell?
Well, I don't think they're dead. They just sort of like lay there.
So he buried him undead.
Yeah, I think
Buried
that's
him
the
undead.
term. I think that's what they like to be called.
That's what they like to be called. Good. All right. Well, you know what's important. We need to make sure
there was
we
a
get
whole
terminology
civil
right.
lawsuit a couple of years before this movie came out, and they had to change that.
They had to change it
Yeah.
about the undead.
Yeah.
The deadites don't like. We don't like the term deadites anymore.
We'll allow you to have it a couple times in this movie, but after that, please.
Yeah. Just this will be the last one. I mean, I know it's the end of your trilogy and all, so we'll let you finish it. But from here on,
We can
out,
take these deadites. We can.
I thought he was going to say
Oh.
Deadites.
So yeah, he gets through the cemetery and we get to the books. But yeah, there are 3 books,
Mm-hmm.
and like one sucks him in, and
That
he like
one was the Necrophilicon.
necrophilicon.
Yeah, Necrophilicon.
Okay.
That sucked in all the everybody.
Sucked it all in. And it was like he was climbing out, and his face is all stretched out. And everything. I mean, like the effects are pretty cheesy, and in a
Yeah.
great way. Like there's a lot of stop motion, and there's a lot of like obviously cheesy prosthetics, and
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of the beauty of Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, especially, is just the fucking cheese factor. But he
Made that jawline even bigger.
Yeah, right.
I thought he looked even better
when it was
with it way
stretched down.
stretched out. Yeah.
He's got more jaw.
Even more jaw. That's when they made Jaws.
He's got
4.
more jaw than the crowd in a donkey show.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow. For you listening at home, he just had his jaw dropped, which I imagine you would be doing at a donkey show, but still, as we learned from Seth Rogen,
It's fucked up.
it's a woman fucking a horse. Feel bad for her. Feel bad for the horse. So the second one like flies around and attacks him, right? And that one of them just kind of zips around and bites him a bit, and then it lays back down. So obviously the third one. But before he picks it up, he has to say Klaatu Barata.
Well, continuity. Well,
I
I
think
don't
he
know
says
if it's
nickel at one point.
Nickel?
He
Yeah.
he just like coughs out a couple of words and just. But at one point, he actually does say Nikto
Does he say the word?
in his like stumbling. Like I don't think he meant to, but yeah, it's definitely heard it at one point in there.
Nick too.
So he grabs the book, and everything immediately fucking goes to shit. Right? Like skeletons are coming out of the ground, and we have like I have Three Stooges gags, like they're poking him in the eyes, and he like, puts his hand up to block it, and so the two single fingers come out and hit him in the eyes. Just very,
That's
very
pretty funny.
Three Stooges stuff.
Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk.
Yeah, sure. Hell, that noise might have been in there. Did anybody make that noise? Do the nyuk nyuk nyuk. Like a giant storm hits the castle. You know, they can tell something's not right, and evil Ash comes up. He crawls out of his little shallow grave. And so he gets back, and there's like, you speak the words. He goes, well, basically, maybe I didn't say every syllable, but I said your words. Yeah, now send me home. I'm like, oh my God, what have you done? You've doomed us all. But they've already been dealing with this. So, like, the whole point of you wanting the book was to stop the dead army. So
They pretty much.
this isn't new. You know?
They almost did.
It doesn't make any sense, but I guess it's more extreme now. So yeah, he's like, just fucking send me home. And they're like, oh yeah, I guess that was the deal. Like, obviously all disappointed that he's just going to leave that. He created this massive mess and he's just going to leave because that was the deal. And Sheila's like, what about the sweet words that you spoke to me in private? That's just what we call pillow talk, baby. That's all. Oh, fucking love it. So, yeah, she gets picked up by a winged demon, which, I don't know, it just makes me think of Tenacious D.
Yeah.
I guess that was a shining demon, but still, winged demon seems like something
This
D
is
would
about
have.
the time I fell asleep watching this movie,
Yeah?
by the way. Because I remember that happening, and then it was blurry after that for a little bit. I know that the whole army rise up, and then the guy that's got, like,
The fucked up jaw.
yeah, the teeth that are clearly glued to this guy's front of his
Yeah.
face there. And at first, I thought that was Bruce Campbell, too. Is it not the same guy?
I don't think after when his face is all fucked up, no. I think they got a separate person. Because when they fight later, it's obviously not the terrible fucking effects used.
That was a good effect. I like that. It was obviously they were filmed separately.
Like
Overlaid
one
them.
it was almost like different times a day. Like
Yeah.
one was bright and one was in shadow.
Yeah.
I was like, it was. And I think I don't know. I think a lot of that was intentional.
Probably,
I think
because-
he's just that tongue in cheek that.
Yeah, I mean it's slapstick humor. Like
Absolutely.
you work to do that, and you don't want to overdo it because you're going to take away from that, like the mood
fun of it, yeah.
yeah.
And
It's not supposed to be good, makeup and shit like that.
right, yeah.
But it did make me wonder when Bad Ash was calling, like after he was already assembled and like he was running away and called out something, and he had to say the line a couple times because like his
jaw
mouth came loose. I
Sally
wonder,
Forth. He's trying to
was
say
that
Sally
planned?
Forth.
Yeah, was that planned?
Sally
or
Forth-
did it come loose and he?
No, I think it was planned. I
Okay.
always assumed it was planned.
Charlotte
It just
Ford.
crossed my mind just
Yeah.
because that kind of humor and he just kind of played off of it.
It could very well could be. I don't know. I didn't see anything about that. I always assumed it. And because of that whole scene, I say Sally Forth sometimes, and obviously that's not a common saying. So people are like,
What did you call me, motherfucker?
"What? Yeah, what the fuck did you say?"
Don't call me Sally.
So in,
Yeah, don't call me Sally. Nice airplane riff.
after they pick her up, whatever, and he
Mm-hmm.
gets to them, or no, they show her with that
The
guy,
evil one, yeah.
and he's all like, give me some sugar.
Yeah, he pulls the "Give me some sugar, baby" line.
But, and then you can see the guy's wearing a watch.
Was he?
Was he?
I was like, did I just see a fucking watch on this guy? And then when I went back to watch the rest of it, I started at the point where she got lifted up. Like, it played that right after. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. And I even wrote it on here. Like, the guy's wearing a fucking watch.
Got a watch on. Damn, that's bad. That's like the fucking water bottle in Game of Thrones. Was it Game of Thrones where they had a water bottle?
No, it was a Starbucks cup.
Oh, Starbucks cup or
I don't
something. There was one, yeah.
cell phone.
I think it was Game of Thrones where they kept having those issues. Like, actors would have fucking things on set that shouldn't exist, like a Starbucks cup or like a bottle of fucking smart water that's sitting next to one of the chairs or something. All right, so now Ash is, now that they got his new lady friend, he decides he's going to stay, and he fucking trains the guys. He gives a super convincing speech first. Like, we can do this. We're going to fucking take them on, and we're going to beat them, right? And he gets them all riled up, and they're going to do it.
Take him
There we go.
with science.
Take them with science.
Yep. That's it.
And
then he pops the trunk of
That's
his
right.
car, has like gas, the chemistry book,
Right,
some
chemistry
shotgun
book from-
shells.
from high
Which,
school.
funny about that is, like, that was not obviously the textbooks, because he uses them, were movie props, but like the Fangoria magazine and the gas can and all that just shit that Sam Raimi has in his fucking trunk. Like, they just threw the textbooks in for the story, but
They
that's
roll that
just-
thing later. Is that his car they roll?
Yes.
Oh,
In
no,
fact-
it was all like decked up with the helicopter thing.
Oh,
on it?
no, then it was a prop. But like when they were dropping it, that's what it was at the beginning when it falls from the sky. When they were filming it, they had a, I don't know, 20-ton crane or something to lift it up and drop it. And the crane ended up falling over. So then they had to bring in like an 80-ton crane. I just remember reading a whole story about like they had to fucking keep bringing in a bigger crane because the cranes kept fucking up just so they could get this car drop scene.
I like the part where he was training everybody with the spears in the
Yes.
courtyard. That's a scene pretty much straight from Mulan, if I'm not mistaken.
The three moves, right?
yeah,
The three
yeah.
moves over and over. Which then, if you recall, at the very end when they
all
get
do
inside
it.
the castle, they do exactly
do
that
that.
three thing.
But just one time.
Just one time.
It was effective.
And it worked.
Then
Well,
and then-
yeah. But then they're like, now what?
yeah.
Sorry, we only had like 2 days to prepare.
That's
so we
all
only
we-
learned
that's
this
all
one
we
move.
Yeah, and if you step in 3 more steps before you start that sequence, you'll hit them 3 times instead of the last time you swing.
Right,
it's like,
because they
"Hee,
just go,
ha,
ha,
hoo,"
and then
and then they hit him.
hit.
If he starts if they start 3 steps ahead, they'll hit him all 4 times. Hee, ha, hoo, ha, stab.
Yeah.
That's just how I would do it.
Continuity error.
No. I think it
The
was
watch
just for the
was
gag. It was so that when you see them actually use it in combat, like, oh my god, they literally specifically did exactly that one move.
That's right.
Plants the seeds for the further joke.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, they turned his car into a tank, or sort of a tank with the.
It was very
blade
Robot
propeller on it,
Wars.
and
It was
They
very
make a-
Robot Wars.
they make a
style.
bunch of explosives and stuff using his science textbook. So the army attacks the castle, and so they have the explosive arrows, and yeah, there's that long drawn out where they're all watching the fuse creep up to the explosive on the other. They're all like, what the fuck? Say it already. So
Eddie.
finally gives them the order to shoot, and they go, and it works. Like, it's very effective.
Evil Ash's reaction to the explosions. He was like, "Ooh,
Yeah, I have it. One of the skeletons is on fire, and he's screaming, and then his head falls off, and the screaming immediately stops. Like the soundtrack cuts out, which is just fucking hilarious. Like, there's so many just stupid little gags throughout the skeleton fight that crack me up. So I also had a question here, because at this point they're firing back too. The skeleton archers fire back and kill a few guys. So now I want to know, if this person, like the living guys, die,
did they come back?"
do they come back and join the dead army, the evil army?
It didn't allude to that.
It didn't say anything about it at all, but
Who knows? I mean, in most movies where you're fighting an undead army, if they kill you or they get to you, at least
you become
you come
them,
back. Yeah.
See, but I don't know. Is it just when he grabbed the book and fucking awoke the curse? Is it just whoever was dead at that point?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Did he have like half dead people in that army? Were they all just skeletons?
It seems like they were all skeletons,
all
except
long
for
dead.
the evil Ash, who still had some skin on him. But other than that, yeah, it was just all
I
skeletons.
didn't get that evil Ash thing. That's evil Ash?
Yeah,
The guy that he buried.
the
Somehow
him
he-
that he buried.
Oh,
Somehow he got out and reassembled.
I don't know why I didn't get that.
Yeah, it was him. That's why he said, "Give me some sugar, baby." And he becomes the
It's
skeleton king, or
It's
whatever.
not played by Bruce Campbell.
No, I don't think it is.
It would have made sense.
Well,
if it did.
but no, but Bruce Campbell does get credit, at least in the Amazon version that I watched. He gets credit for Evil Ash and Good Ash.
Really?
Yeah, he gets credit for it.
But then who's the other
I'm dying.
Evil Ash?
Well, maybe they just got a stunt double for.
Well, yeah,
the
of
fight
course. That's
scene.
what I was
Yeah.
thinking. I was thinking, oh yeah, that's easy
But
too.
I thought they had somebody else altogether because then, I mean, there's so much prosthetics on the face, like it doesn't matter. But
Yeah, I don't
maybe Bruce Campbell did it because, hey, that's 2 acting credits in one movie, baby.
What?
Yeah.
Same
Double the
paycheck.
paycheck.
Well, yeah, and they got to pay him for his chin appearance,
Oh,
too.
goddamn right.
You know he's got that thing
Oh,
insured.
he has to have that insured. I was about to say that exact same thing.
He's
If
got more
J-Lo insures her butt, Bruce Campbell definitely insures his chin. Were you going to make a chin joke? I was
He's
going to
got
be out
more-
the phone book.
He's got more chins than fucking Chinatown.
Okay, all right.
Chicky China.
The Chinese chicken. All right, so he comes out. We get to see the car now with this giant propeller, like chopping skeletons up and sending them flying. It's going really fucking great. Like, it's super effective. And he's out there just having a ball
Kicking ass, man.
until he sees Sheila standing there. So then, yeah, he swerves to miss her and Rex and this
Jumps out of the car.
huge thing. And then she, like, reverts back to her, what she looks like now is kind of demon-like. Like, she made herself look normal to psych him out.
She went full Shining.
She did. She did. She went full bathtub lady, starting out sexy, end up decrepit.
You used to think I was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, baby, you got real ugly. So they fight a little bit, and he kicks her down into the pit. Pretty ruthless, which is cool because a lot of times in things like this, it's always like, no, I can't. It's my girl. I can't. They struggle with like, no, she's evil. Fuck it. Kick her in the pit. Over it real quick. So yeah, the army gets into the castle, and all of a sudden, this is when Henry the Red comes back to help. Hey, it's a good thing he let them go, huh? So, damn it, I'm missing a minute. So he grabs this rope and cuts it, and it zips him back up.
Yep.
So he can get back up
and the
into the
rocks
castle.
crush
And the rocks
another
come down.
skeleton,
Because what's fucking hilarious is the skeleton's crawling across the ground. It's like, I'm going to cut out your gizzard.
Yeah.
And then when he lifts up, hey, where'd it go? And then the fucking skeleton, the rocks fall on it.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
Yes. Fucking hilarious. I'm going to cut out your gizzard. So Evil Ash gets to the book, but Bruce fucking chucks a spear at him and stops him there. So then we get this fight where they can use someone else, and it's not like shitty graphics or effects. It's just 2 guys actually fighting. And he sets him on fire and throws him over the wall, which is pretty fucking brutal. But he's already dead, so it didn't apparently affect him. And he crawls back up, and he's a skeleton now. And he says, I've got a bone to pick with you. And then he throws Bruce over the wall. And he's like, so he's laying on the ground, and he notices this catapult there with a bag of explosives on it. And just then, the fucking Skeleton King now does a super flip, book in hand, and lands on the catapult. And I don't know if he's talking to him or not, or just laughing or something.
I
But
got it now. I've got the Necronomicon.
he cuts his hand off to get him to drop the book, and then cuts the rope so the catapult goes flying.
Well, there you go. That's why he had a hand so that he can cut it off.
So he could cut it off, yeah. You're right. If he didn't have a hand, he wouldn't be able to hold the book. And, well, I mean, he would have another hand.
Yeah,
But-
then he
so-
wouldn't have any hands. How would he jack?
Well, it doesn't matter because then he gets launched in the air and fucking blows up.
Yeah, that's right.
And boom goes the dynamite.
And
Literally.
then after that, everybody starts retreating,
Yeah.
I think.
So Sheila looks normal now. She's back. Somehow she got out of the pit and is
And undead.
and is
Undead.
undead or alive.
Non-undead.
Evil's totally vanquished and everything's great. So the wise man says, you got this potion. Once you drink it and you say the words, you'll be sent home.
Well,
So-
there was, at the end of the battle, there was also that very dramatic scene where you got the Henry the Red's army and the people from that castle. They were about to square off. And then they come together. The two leaders are like, "Oh, embrace!"
Yeah,
and then
he's
everybody cheers.
It's like I'm so happy that you're okay, even though you tried to kill me. But I can't blame you because obviously with a haircut like that, you have a lot of anger.
Yeah,
And
I'd be mad too.
Yeah, you know what? You come over to my kingdom. I got a great barber. Like he can do wonders. We're just gonna fix this all up.
make you feel a lot better.
Yeah. You know, God damn it, fucking mullet. I don't know why I set my notes down. Okay, so yeah, he kisses Sheila and he rides off.
Come to Papa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the last big kiss, and then it like swipes, you know, and he's back at S Mart, and he's telling. So he's been telling the story to this coworker who's Ted Raimi.
Shop smart, shop S-Smart.
Ted Raimi, that's the director's brother. Ted Raimi is also like a character actor. He's always playing minor little roles and all sorts of shit. So
He's like the Clint Howard of the Howards.
yes,
of the
exactly
Raimis.
like that. He's the Clint Howard of the Raimis.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to the director, the more talented person's brother that's there because his brother's talented.
That's right.
I'm sure Ted Raimi does great work. I don't know.
I'm telling Mom, put us in a movie.
You sound like a jerk.
Mom! So anyway, he's back at S Mart and he's telling the story to Ted Raimi. He's like, so did you say the words this time? Like, I'm not believing you at all. He's like, yeah, I mean, mostly. Maybe I didn't say every little syllable, but, generally I said them. So then, of course, a deadite comes out of nowhere, like trampoline jumping and backflipping gymnast style all across the store. So he just he shoots her like 20 times.
Yeah.
Just fucking blowing her away. And then, of course, gets this random girl from nowhere.
Yeah, because I don't think it came from him. It came for him. It came for her for some reason.
Like, this girl came out of nowhere. I think she's even credited as bimbo. I don't know, but it's just this random girl, and he hail to the king, baby, and kisses her, and that's the end of our movie.
That's right.
That's it. Short, sweet.
That's right. Shop smart.
He does say that's
He
right.
said-
That's pretty good.
That's right. That's right. So that's it. They had an alternate ending, actually, that it didn't go over well in the test audiences. So they made it that he ended up back at S Mart. So the original ending was when he drinks the potion, he ends up in a like super post-apocalyptic future. Oh yeah. So they were going to continue these and make more of them. So they but it didn't test well. But it was going to be like a not necessarily Mad Max because that's always like fucking cars and all this, but him just in a nuclear wasteland fighting zombies.
He overshot it.
And yeah, so they're like, I guess never mind. We'll just have him in there. But then like the TV show Ash versus Evil Dead picks up with that. So
like when he comes back.
Yeah, so it's like a modern day. He's still an S Mart employee and still fighting off evil.
Oh,
and Xena's in it for some reason. Lucy
the
Lawless,
warrior princess.
Yeah.
Oh,
She runs around. I watched a bit of it. It was pretty good. There was one scene where he, I don't remember what he was looking for, but he was in like a morgue. Is that the room? Where you have
the dead people.
Store of the dead people. So one of the corpses comes alive and he has to fight it, and it's like, I don't know, the corpse's dick is like flopping in his face, and I mean it's just so much fucking disgusting gross shit, and it's hilarious. So I also recommend that show. But now that's it for the show. Let's go around the horn here and see what we thought.
Well, I fell asleep watching it.
Yeah, but you keep saying that, and people are going to think, "Man, is this so boring that it's going to make you fall asleep?"
It wasn't because it was
It's because
boring.
we've been drinking for.
We had been drinking and coming up with that 30-second little tune, and
Well, that wasn't the whole point of us. There was just a lot of drinking and
yeah, we hung out.
tomfoolery.
We hung out. We did not observe social distancing, so get on us on that. But the movie overall, I think it's to me. I'll treat it like The Room. I like it, and I'll rewatch it with others because of its absurdity. But alone rewatch ability, I would never watch this again unless I was watching it with some bros.
I gotcha. All right.
So that's like a half rewatch.
Half a rewatch.
Yeah.
God, what would we call that? A group rewatch, maybe.
Group rewatchability is high on this one.
Yeah.
there you go.
But I'm not gonna watch this again.
Yeah, you're not just like, Got Sunday afternoon, nothing to do. Well, let's put on Army of Darkness.
I think I got like maybe 2 laughs out of the whole thing, and the one of them was you got someone on your face. I thought that was hilarious.
That was a good fucking line.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He's like, "What?" Dirt comes flying on his face. Yeah, it's hilarious.
It makes me laugh now just thinking about it.
Yeah, there you go. But half a rewatch.
All right.
I like when the Dead Army was marching into battle, the little music scene, the skeletons
right.
playing the flutes. All I
and
could
shit.
think about was Yaz flute.
Yes, flute. Yes.
Yeah.
A little throwback to last week. But
Play
also they
some
have,
jazz flute.
Little Dolph of the
Go up
Cat.
there.
they have no lungs.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to see Ron Burgundy play some
Would
jazz
you like
flute?
to see the Skeleton Army play some Yes flute?
Yes.
It was good. Yeah, I don't think I would seek it out again to put it on, but if it was on, I'd probably watch it. And definitely within a group. Los, you're right on that. Like watching within a group, like you crack up, make different jokes and
Right.
shit about it, call out the different errors. But yeah, it's rewatchable.
All right.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have rewatched this. I don't know how many times, but I would agree. Like, I don't. If I'm sitting around by myself just wanting to kill an afternoon, I'm not picking this to just put on. But yeah, drinks and people and stuff. It's a really entertaining movie. So, if you're wondering if you should check out Army of Darkness, just make sure you have a gang with you.
Yeah.
I think so. But so in that, I guess, group rewatchability, this is another perfect score.
Group rewatch and then only a 2 in the regular.
Sure,
Well, you said you'd watch it again if it was on.
Yeah, if it was on, I'd watch
so
it.
2.5.
yeah, of course. Like, it also works great as a hangover movie. Like, if I'm laying on the couch at night, I can doze in and off to this, and
Something that's on that you're not paying attention to.
right, exactly. If I get up and go to the bathroom and come back and just whatever, it serves for that too. But mostly, it would definitely be a group of people having drinks, like kind of poking fun, cracking wise at it, like that.
It's all about having fun with it.
That's right, because that's what Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell did for sure. So that does it for this week. If you guys like what you heard, you can tell us. You tell your mom. Hire a skywriter and tell the whole neighborhood. Get the word out there. Let people know. Rewatch Party. Find us on Twitter, rewatch_the, or email us, therewatchparty@gmail.com. Join us next week when Charlize Theron beats the literal shit out of everyone in Atomic Blonde. Until then, I'm Nick with Los and Brandon.
That's right.
And thanks for rewatching.
Lorraine Broughton, an expert in escape and evasion. Proficient in intelligence collection.
Let's cut the crap, shall we?
And hand-to-hand combat. It's an impressive set of skills.
Talents can be overrated.
Lorraine, how well do you know James Gascoigne?
Enough to say hello.
He's dead. Find out who's hunting down our operatives. A lot of brave men and women are going to show up dead.
Fuck.
Your contact is David Percival. Let me help you with your bags. Welcome to Berlin.
Fuck's sake.
Trust no one. Oh, bollocks.
You look like you need saving.
So you made contact with the French operative?
Obviously.
I think I fucking love you.
That's too bad.
She's a killer queen. What a shot!